Welcome into Chatterbox Bearcats. I'm your host, Nick Niehaus. Wes Miller and the Cincinnati Bearcats fall to Georgia 84-65. My goodness, what a showing today in Atlanta. Hudson Klauke joining me today. Hudson looking like he's going to have a better day than Wes and the Bearcats. Hudson, I love if you're going to hear this on audio. Hudson's donning a Santa hat. I don't know what kind of vest he's wearing, but he's definitely going out and having a good time. Something that, all Bearcat fans might need to do.
It's kind of sad. I didn't even do SantaCon. I just did this on my couch and watched the game. I thought, and it started out well, man. I was like, this team, this is a very winnable game. Hey, the spread was too big. You're feeling good, and then it just all goes to shit, man. It's like we're on the Titanic. It is clearly sinking. The women and children, I think, have gotten off safely, and now it's just guys like us in their 30s trying to fight over the life rafts to get off this damn shit, man, because it is not getting better. I would love to see Wes Miller's presser after this. Is he going to say some of that bullshit where he claims we showed why we could be a really good team this year? What are you talking about, man? So sloppy, can't make a free throw to save your life. We missed another. We had to have shot 50% from the line again. It's embarrassing, and just stupid stuff too. Like Day Thomas found out with 5 minutes left. You got 4 and he's reaching in. What are we doing, man? Just sloppy all across the board. I don't think Georgia is some juggernaut. I know they're top 20 in net rankings, but that's a game you got to win. That was like Wes's make or break. You got to win that game to get any hope for this team, and he blew it.
Even if you lose by 4 points, 2 points, that's, still not good, but maybe you're going to have some fans show up next week. But to lose by 19, I think the buy-in on this team and the program is going to go way down. All right, so this is a call-in show. We're going to have voicemails. If people call in, 513-400-4203. Call in, leave a voicemail, and we'll play it. Again, it's 513-400-4203. All right, just a fair warning. We got Charlie Walter, who's going to be joining the show. Charlie is frankly fed up. I'm just going to let him have the floor. Welcome to the show, Chuck. I guess the floor is yours. You're muted, by the way, so make sure you take that off before you go on your rant. But from the texts I got from Chuck today, or we got from Chuck today, I'm excited to hear what he is
stealing. He is stealing from this university. It is time to get him out the door today. What's the date, Houdini? You got a calendar in front of you. Is it the 13th?
December 13th, brother.
The 13th! It's time to get this man out the door now. I don't care if we need a telethon on this program to get him out the door. If he is not fired by tomorrow, then the university's just telling on themselves that they are absolutely broke, because this is embarrassing. It cannot be fixed. I've said this for a year. I'm a fucking podcaster. I've said this is over for a year. They're cooked. It's done. They stink. We've seen this a million times over and over. Anyone but Wes. I'm out. Meow mix.
All right, I guess Chuck's.
Well, Chuck, appreciate that, but let's be very frank here. He will not be fired tomorrow. So it's almost useless even bringing it up. He will not be fired. The end of the season, sure, he's going to be gone. We know this. The writing's on the wall. If he's not fired after the end of the season, then we can have this university just wants mediocrity. And not even mediocrity, Niehaus. We could be dealing with a team that goes below 500 this year. If this keeps up, we're going to be damn near 500 going into Big 12 play. I saw Texas Tech play today. What Arizona, all of these teams are better than us that I've seen in the Big 12. It's not going to be easy. And I'm talking any games. UCF ain't going to be easy. Nobody's going to be easy for this team.
Now, Hudson, I heard you on the last show after my Wi-Fi shot out and I was, MIA for a good 2 minutes. You said we need as a program to not just cue the Wes Miller needs to get fired card every single show. And I hear you. But this one time I'm going to let it rip, because I got people who are diehards. I obviously text you guys, us four. We have our group text where we chat about the games throughout the game and everything. I got another one. There's 4 of us. They're all diehards. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're like donors of the program. And I got 2 texts today. It's 3 minutes to go in the second half. And one of them said, I just turned the game on and saw the score. And the other one goes, oh, are we losing? Nobody cares about this anymore. I'm talking about diehard fans who are just not even watching the games. It's an abomination what's going on. And we're losing quickly buy-in on not only this team, but the program as a whole. One thing Wes has done in 5 years is still sell out the arena. We've at least had hope through to Big 12 play, and that's when the wheels fall off. The wheels are off. It's still December. It's December 13th. We have a bye game on Wednesday night. I'd be shocked if we have over 5,000 fans in attendance, truthfully. The wheels are off. People are not bought into this program. We have diehard fans who aren't even watching the games, and it's a good game. It's not like we played Eastern Michigan today. This is Georgia at a neutral site, and Georgia stinks. I'm sorry. They're 9-1. They stink. I mean, the fact that we're up double digits on them is a joke. They play 11 guys, Hudson. That's when you know they stink. It's like us, last year. It's like, oh, we're so deep. We play 11 guys. No, it just means you have not 5 guys who are good enough.
No, you're right. The apathy from the fan base, it's honestly a good thing because that's when people make changes. When you stop making money. And if people are going to stop going to games, that's going to force John Cunningham's hands. If he's still around, I don't know how you fire an AD. I've said that 1,000 times. Like, he's done a terrible job. I can't imagine that he would sit there in front of you and think that he's done a good job. It's really tough to watch this team, man. It's not fun at all. You had a 13-point lead against Georgia, and then it's like we went on a drought. We just missed every open look we had. We had, the Baba Tech that turned into 4 points, the flagrant on Chom that turned into 4 points. Just really stupid shit. Crease at the end of the half, just launching it out of bounds. Like, so many. I mean, we should have been up 15 at half, and it's a tie ball game. Now, the score, we lost by 19. This game was clearly much closer. Like, God bless my mother. She did not watch the game. Good for her. But she's like, oh, my God, are we that bad? And it's like, no, but yes. Mm-hmm. Like, this game was very much in reach until the last 3 minutes, and then it just got sloppy. We don't make shots. We don't make free throws. We make dumb defensive moves. The zone was dog shit. I mean, just there's not much to point to and say, like, oh, that was good. I mean, Baba Miller looked like a first-round draft pick in the first 10 minutes of this game. That's about it.
All right, shout out to No Name tipping us $50. How about that? He said, I love Chuck. I love the passion. Fire John F. and Cunningham, Shatterfield, and Wes Miller right now. UC was ranked last for athletics in the D1 conferences. Someone with a PhD in creative writing wrote Cunningham's bio on the UC website. All right, shout out No Name, $50. I mean, I think we deserve it after doing the show after, the year we've had, to be completely honest. But No Name, shout out him. Hudson, you mentioned some awful plays by UC, some dumb plays. None worse than the Kerr Kriisa behind the back in the paint, pick and roll to Halvin Zella. I was about to say something really mean there to a guy who doesn't even, deserve it. Kerr deserves all the blame on that one.
But Niehaus, why is
he in the game?
Why are we even having to bring up Halvin? In critical moments, he played 7 minutes. I swear to God, the plus minus has to be like minus 12. I mean, he looked like he had no business being on the court, and he shouldn't be on the court. We paid Chom $2 million to show up here. McKinley's the backup. Why is Zella getting a single minute in a massive game? Like, Wes, your career is on the line, and you're going to Zella. Like, what are we doing? It just doesn't make any sense. His rotations, they're premeditated. We saw Sean Abayev ended up having a terrible game, 2 for 11. He had 5 points quickly. Subs him out immediately for Buck Harris. Like, you can tell he premeditates his substitutions. Maybe watch the basketball game and see if a guy's getting hot, he starts making shots, leave him in. You don't have to stay with your premeditated rotations and subs. And he does it every damn game.
I think Tyler McKinley was hurt. He had to have been. He had to have been hurt. There's no excuse to play.
He might have been, but I still think you go small then. Like, yeah. I don't give a shit. Like, you watched Zella on one possession where he got the ball under the basket. It might have been a jump ball, but he kind of just jumped and just landed again, tried to shoot another layup, like launched it off the top of the backboard. It's just like you're putting the kid in a bad position. He shouldn't be in the game. we have enough guys on the roster where you can either go small. You can put freaking Jordy Rodriguez at the 4, man. I don't give a shit. Zealous should not be in the game.
All right, Chuck commenting, they get worse as games go on and as seasons go on. I think that's a good point. The biggest thing about this is that we obviously came out, dominated in the paint. Mike White of Georgia made adjustments, and we were just never the same. When has that ever happened to where a team opposing Cincinnati has started off hot and Wes has made an in-game adjustment and we kind of shut it down and changed the trajectory of the game? I truthfully don't know. I feel like all of Wes's big wins, we kind of just dominate the whole game and we kind of just outplay them, outshoot them. BYU on the road. And again, you can go through his big wins and it's pretty sad. BYU on the road, Texas Tech on the road, Illinois, like not a lot of adversity on the BYU game. Texas Tech game, I kind of forget, but we just have no in-game adjustments.
I'll say this though. We missed a lot over a stretch of just wide open looks, good looks, just missed everything. I don't really even blame Wes for, there was a stretch where I think we went like 0 for 10 from the field. They were all good looks, open threes, like guys like Creasa, Celestine, Day Thomas. What did he finish with? Yeah. 1 of 7. He looked lost out there. He had a bunch of open threes that he missed. The team's not that good, and they certainly don't have a good coach. So where do you go from here, man? I do not know.
Yeah, if there was to give any credit to Wes Miller, it's that screen, off-ball screen where it looked like Seamus Lukosius, the play he got every single time last year. Abayev was wide open and clanked a 3. Did the same play. That play worked. Did it for Celestine. It worked again, and they both clanked it. So you got to give a little bit credit there. Like he's trying and we just don't have the shooters. It's like, dude, this weekend I went on, and this is just an awful decision by me, but a day after the Crosstown shootout, I went on a little day trip to Louisville with a friend of mine who's a Xavier fan. And we're sitting there, we had nothing to do in Louisville before this concert we were going to. We were there for like 5 hours. And he's talking about Wes Miller, and he's like, "Oh, Wes can recruit. He can't coach." And I'm like, "Can he? Can he recruit? Can he? Because it's two things. Like they can't just be this good at other teams and put on a UC jersey and be this bad. So there's that argument for he can recruit, but he can't coach. But again, look at some of these guys that." I guess before a few weeks ago, I guess, D. Mitch is doing okay at St. John's, but he's like the 6th guy, right? Dan Skillings looks like Dan Skillings at Baylor. Like we haven't had a surefire NBA guy, and everybody's giving Wes all kudos for recruiting. Recruiting who? We've been bad for 5 years.
I mean, let's be serious though. If Mick Cronin was coaching this team, this exact roster, we'd be awesome. We just would. Like I don't really know if it's a talent issue. You could say maybe, the 3-point shooting, the free throw shooting. It's insane to watch it time and time again. Like Baba Miller, Chuck was, saying like, or everybody was saying he's an NBA guy, and he looks like an NBA guy. Like he has guard handles at 6'11". He's a good passer. He kind of does everything. He's a great rebounder. The best, according to Ken Palm, defensive rebounder in the country. The guy is shooting 8% from 3 this year. He shot 34% last year. It just makes no sense. Like Chom looks like he's regressed after his freshman season at UCF. And Chom had an okay game. He made a 3. That's when I thought, hey, maybe things are aligning for us. Like Chom hit a 3. We haven't seen that since game 2. Mm-hmm. But it's clearly there's one common denominator, and we are all going nuts like Corey Evans with the roster, OKC. I mean, look at them. Yeah. I think they're 26-1. So I can't say that this roster talent-wise isn't there, because I do think these players are good. But you're right. Like, is it Wes's fault that we can't make a free throw? These guys are D1 players getting paid 6 figures, if not 7, to make free throws. They can't make anything. I mean, and we shot 57% from the line.
And wide open shots, too. Again, 2 for 7, Kirk Creasa from 3, 1 for 5 from 3 for Sean Abayev, 0 for 4 from Day Thomas, 3 for 7 from Celestine. I guess that's not terrible from Celestine. But as a team, 7 for 27, 26% from 3, 57% from the free throw line, 12 of 21. At some point, you got to just put the ball through the hoop. I mean, again, we lost by 19. It wasn't that big of a blowout until the end. And then obviously we gave up. But I can't stop thinking about those 2 plays that West drew up and they worked to perfection. Clank. And one was in a crucial spot. I'm pretty sure we were down 7. It's every single year the same old thing happening. We got to get an offensive minded guy in here. Stat. I can't go through it anymore. I truly can't.
So we went 12 of 21 from the line. If you take Day Thomas out of that, he went 6 of 6. I mean, so that's 6 of 15 from everyone other than Day Thomas, man. And we missed front ends of 1-and-1s. Like when Buck Harris goes to the free throw line, I'm like, you might as well just close your eyes. Like Buck Harris is somebody we need to discuss too. Like he had some really just stupid ass plays. He goes at 1,000 miles an hour. I appreciate his effort, man. Like he's all over the place, but I don't know where you turn though. Like I know people kind of turned on Celestine, but again, he had 3 of 7 from 3, 5 of 9, 13 points. You'll take that every day with Celestine. Like, do you go to Jordy Rodriguez? What happened to Atari? Like, what is that guy doing?
I think he's hurt.
Remember him?
I don't think we're going to see him this year, Hudson. I think he's hurt.
And Kirk Risa, like, playing 30 minutes tonight. He's our second most minutes under Baba Miller. And he just has not been great in a UC uniform. And I said it after the last game. He shouldn't be playing that many minutes. But where do you turn? I mean, maybe it is time just to watch Tillery. Or maybe Wes Miller says, screw it. I'm going to be fired. Let's bring Jizzle James back. Because you can't be worse than you are right now. And he knows his ass is on the chopping block. I don't know. I thought it was insane like 3 weeks ago. Now I'm starting to say, why not? Why not?
Absolutely, why not?
Who cares about the culture anymore? The culture? Who gives a shit?
Lily might call in just to call us both idiots for saying play Jizzle. But again, what is there to lose? What is there?
A roster spot, I think. I think we have to. But Atari doesn't. I've never even seen the guy. What does he even look like?
I don't know. I was wondering how that works. Somebody replied and was like, are they out of spots? I'm like, I don't know if spots are a thing anymore. There's no rules by the NCAA at all anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. All right, we had a voicemail. Let's play it. I didn't listen to it. Hopefully there's nothing that bad on here. There might be.
Hey, it's Zach Bose out of Cincinnati. How do we not score a single point in the second half under 10 minutes from the 7-minute mark to the under 3-minute timeout? It just makes zero sense to me. I don't get it.
That's a good question. All right, first off, make sure you guys call in 513-400-4203. Perfect call.
What is it again, Niehaus? I'm putting it in the chat. What is it?
513-400-4203. So he said, how do we not score a single point in the second half under 10 minutes from the 7-minute mark to the 3-minute timeout? Just makes zero sense to me. I just don't get it.
Oh my God. So I'm just looking at the play-by-play, man.
I don't know.
Jeez. I mean like,
probably because
go
ahead.
No, just the score is just not indicative of what happened in this game, man. Like, God, that is just wild. I mean, we're talking 47-49 with 14 minutes left. And then it balloons to 47-54. I don't know what he's talking about with. Is he saying at the very end of the game, 7 minutes left?
I think, did we score from 7 to 3 minutes?
57. Nope.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's like classic. That's like classic Mick Cronin right there. But
yeah, 57-63. So you're literally looking at a 2-possession game with 7:15 on the clock. We don't score a basket until we get one free throw at 4 minutes. Then it's 58-67. Oh, man. God, it's such an ugly to look at this play-by-play, man. And then it just balloons into 13, 14, 15, 16. And honestly, I thought this is the fastest team in the country, Georgia, like tempo-wise. And I thought we controlled the entire first half, even a little bit into the second half. We took care of the ball. They had full court pressure. Day Thomas did great, almost like a one-man break of that full court press. And then everything went off the rails. We started turning the ball over. I mean, I think we finished with 14 turnovers. We probably had 2 in the first half. It just got super ugly, super sloppy, and we kind of just knew we were going to lose. I don't know, Niehaus, if you're the coach, if you put on the coaching hat, like what do you do? We're not paid $3.5 million a year to figure that out, but he's screwed.
I resign. Nothing. I resign respectfully and allow them to look for another coach. No, but to be completely honest, I don't know what you do. All I know is that you can't just have Baba Miller up at the top of the key dribbling and then backing his guy down. Mustafa Cham ends up wide open at the top of the key because they're letting him be. And they, flip the ball to Cham, shoots a 3. Obviously, we know it's not going to go in. And, that's where you're at offensively with 4 minutes left. So that's my answer to the question is how did we not score a single bucket? It's because we don't know what we're doing on offense. We just don't know. Other than the sets, it's so ugly out there.
Yeah, you got to get in transition as much as you can. And Baba Miller getting in foul trouble. Listen, I love the passion. Like that tech just can't happen. Like he just kept chirping at the ref. And 1 foul turned into 3 immediately. And then he's got to go to the bench. Like without Baba Miller, I mean, we saw it. We saw this team without Baba Miller against Eastern Michigan. We're horrendous. We're awful without Baba Miller. And he had to sit out for a significant portion of this game due to foul trouble. And it just sucks because we shouldn't be like one guy on this team. Baba is awesome, but he should be able to sit for 5 to 6 minutes and not completely blow a lead. You know what I mean? Like we shouldn't be that top heavy. I thought we had a lot of depth. Apparently we don't. I don't know. Maybe you play Jordy Rodriguez at this point. Maybe you give Tillery more run. Somebody to go in there and actually make some legitimately smart plays. And I'm not sure if McKinley, if he is hurt, hopefully he isn't, that he goes into the starting rotation. Like Baba or Cham, he had an okay game today, almost a double-double. But McKinley seems to bring more to the table, in my opinion. Like I'm literally starting to debate if like McKinley is a better college basketball player right now than Mustafa Cham.
Well, and even a storyline we haven't touched on, and I'm going to get to what you just said with Cham and McKinley. Much this year, a storyline we haven't talked about is lack of an alpha offensively. Baba Miller is an alpha on our team. He's our best player. No doubt about it. But you look at the teams who are really good, and they all have a guy that you're going to pass it to and ask for a bucket. And Baba Miller, love him, is not that guy. 11 points, 5 for 7 from the field. When was the last time UC was good? Jaron Cumberland, right?
Yeah.
Look at Texas Tech. Look at Texas Tech. JT Toppin. Look at Duke. Cam Boozer. Look at Purdue. Braden Smith. Look at all of these elite teams. They all have an elite guy. And I know these guys don't come on trees. I know it's like, just go get an alpha. Go get one of the best players in the country. Go do it. It's so easy. It's not, but when you give $2 million plus to Mustafa Cham and you don't go out and get a guy who can just fill it up, you're going to have issues.
You don't even necessarily need, like you just mentioned, like some of the best teams in the country in like lottery picks. You don't even really need that. Like, in all honesty, like Landers Nolly, like a guy that could just go get a bucket and could be a go-to guy in any scenario and could get his own shot off at any time. And we were hoping maybe that was Shanabayev. And we knew coming into the season, most of us, like you can't expect Shanabayev. There's a reason he was the 30th ranked recruit, right? Like there was a reason that was the case, and it's because he is not NBA ready right now. I know he claimed he's going to go to the NBA after the season. He's very inconsistent. His handles are weak. He misses a lot of jump shots. He seems to need to do a step back every time he shoots a 3. That's a problem, okay? Like he can't be your go-to guy. And Baba Miller is awesome, but you can't just say, go get me a bucket. You know what I mean? From him, he's averaging 13 a game. He's solid. But we don't have one of those guys. And Jizzle James was that guy last year, and we still sucked. So I don't know.
Yeah, hold up. I'm getting a voicemail that I hope is true, but my download is being blocked for some reason. Anyway, obviously I was being hyperbolic with the best players in the country. But again, like you said, like even a Landers Nolly will work. Like you spent the money on the wrong guy, I think. And it's coming to bite you in the ass once again. It's like the same team again. We got 9 guys who are all pretty much the same in talent, the same productivity. You need some disparity to ask somebody to go get a bucket. Hold up, Chuck. You go, because I'm filibustering.
All right. No, yeah. So if you put $2 million into a singular player in Mustafa Cham, for example, I think in college basketball, like, sure, he's got the length, he's got the rim protection, he's got NBA talent, or at least the physique for an NBA player. You spend that money on a guard. That's what wins in college basketball. Zach Edey's are very rare. Like a legit guard that can go score should have been. That's where we should have prioritized the money, not to Mustafa Cham. Like, we have this weird thing where it's like, oh, well, if you look at the analytics, you know, Mustafa Cham, when he's on the court, our defensive rating goes up 30 points or whatever. When you watch with your own eyeballs, you could see in the first 10 minutes of the season, I was like, oh shit, I'm not sure he's that good. He is a solid big. He's not worth 30% of our budget in NIL money. Mm-hmm. Like, clearly that's not the case.
All right, so we just got a voicemail. I hope this is true. I think it is because of what happened last year, but I obviously haven't heard it, and I'm just going to play it. Hopefully the audio is good. We'll see.
Yo, this is Victor Larkin from Anapa, Russia. We got to bring back those video calls that I once joined when I was in Clemson, when Cincinnati going to play Clemson in a week or so. Whether it's before or after, I would like to join. You guys are entertaining. Go Bearcats.
All right. Victor Larkin calling into the show. We got to get him back on. He said it himself. He wants to join. So we will have a preview. Victor Larkin, you are invited. Come on the show. How about him?
That was 100%. That was 100% Victor Larkin.
That was absolutely.
Unless somebody
Victor
has
Larkin.
The best. Yeah, that's incredible, Vic. Appreciate you listening. We're definitely going to have to. We were wondering if we could bring Victor Larkin back in for the Clemson preview. Unfortunately, will anyone even watch? I don't know. But Vic Larkin is absolutely. I'll let him host the damn show. We can just be guests. We'll just have Victor Larkin host it. He can tell us what he thinks this roster needs to do. And another guy, though, just another guy that had a lot of talent and for whatever reason fizzled out in a UC uniform and then goes over to Clemson and is awesome. How many times do we have to see it, man? It's sickening. Yeah. How much would you love Victor Larkin on this damn roster right now? A guy that can score around the damn rim, has soft touch.
Vic got done dirty at the end of his time here. He truly did. I don't think for any lack of his, it wasn't his fault. He was probably being asked to play his position that wasn't true to him. And, obviously.
UC is where you go to die from a talent perspective. You want to just look way worse than you are, come over to UC. Wes Miller will coach you up.
Well, I put in a chat, I'm like, why would anybody choose UC after this season? And obviously I meant if Wes Miller is still the coach. And Lily replied, money and a new coach. It's like, okay, yeah, no, obviously. But I was alluding to the fact that if Wes were somehow to stay, but he's not. Yeah, so I got Vic's number now. So I'm going to shoot him a text and get him on the show for the preview.
Niehaus, is this crazy to say that CJ Anthony would probably be getting minutes? I mean, the guy's averaging 16 a game right now, shooting 40% from three. We played the guy an average of 2 minutes a game last year. Clearly a talented player. I don't know if it's crazy to say CJ Anthony would be in this rotation significantly if Wes Miller could evaluate any talent. But it's crazy to see what he's doing. Congrats to him, man. Sat there at UC as a walk-on for 3 years, gets a shot at Iona, and is balling out, man. So credit to him. I don't know what he did. I know they played somebody good today, right? Yeah, St. John's. Oh, he went for 20 against St. John's today.
I know. That's what somebody commented when I said, can Wes recruit and not coach? It's like, well, CJ Anthony's cooking on Iona. Let's go through some comments real quick. I forget what this was about, but John Wright said he fully disagrees on Sean. You have to get him going. We have no upside unless he's a super alpha 20-point scorer. I can understand why Wes is letting him fly. Thing about Sean is I want to see him like go to the rim more. I want to see him like attack more. Like he settles a lot. He's kind of, I don't want to use the S word. I don't want to use it, but it looks a little soft for me. Like you're going to have to go to the rim. You're going to have to go to the rim. You want to be an NBA guy. I get that. Like, and look, what do I know? What do I know? What do me and Hudson know? But like, you can't just sit out at the perimeter and just chuck threes and expect to make it. Like, I don't know.
It's hard to, you know what the issue is though. It's like, it's hard to get to the rim if people aren't respecting your 3-point shot. Not that people are just saying like, let's let him, shoot it, but he's shooting 20% from 3. Yeah. So when guys don't need to, close out on you super hard, it's more difficult to get to the rim. So it's like, pick your poison on that. He's got to just make shots. And I don't disagree. Like this team won't be any good, and they haven't been any good, if Sean Abayev isn't a high volume scorer. Like that's very clear. The problem is he just hasn't done it. And he hasn't been consistent at all. And that's what you kind of expect. But no, I certainly don't think like, hey, let's pull Sean Abayev and play him 15 minutes a game. Like that's not going to work either. So like he's got to be in the game, keep shooting. Hopefully he can find the range, but he's had a lot of open looks is really the issue. A lot of open looks that he's just completely missing.
Yeah. And John said that, Sean was the best player in overtime elite and he was cooking AJ DeBonsa and, obviously he's not playing well, but what upside do we have without him? We don't have any upside without him. I don't think.
You think he's cooking AJ DeBonsa? Have you seen him play? I mean, that guy is 5,000 times better than Sean Abayev, and it's not even remotely close. The guy is an absolute freak. He would actually make this team good if he was on this roster. But that's no discredit to Sean Abayev. He's a great talent. He clearly needs another year in college. I'll say that right now. Like, he is not ready for the NBA, and it's really not close, in my opinion.
I am curious. Can we kind of, this is a little probably due for the end of the season, but what are some of these guys going to do? Like, I'm curious what, if the season stayed as is, do you think, like, because we're so set in our ways before the season that Cham is gone after this year to the NBA. Sean Abayev is going to be a one and done. I think Baba Miller's probably out of eligibility regardless. But those two, I guess you talk about. Cham is definitely coming back to college.
He's going to do what he did this year. Somebody's going to be like, oh, man, we need a rim protector.
Yeah.
The salary is going to go down a little bit, Mustafa. I hate to break it to you, unless things change. But no, he is – if you're an NBA team, shit, dude, we played in the Atlanta Hawks arena. I think there was maybe 30 people total at this entire game, which is insane in Atlanta. I know Georgia's a football school, but like nothing. You guys are 9-1. You look pretty good, top 20 in Ken Palm or net ranking, whatever you want to say. Nobody showed up, but they played on an NBA floor, and the only guy I saw today that looked like he could actually play in the NBA was Baba. That's it. Cham, absolutely not. Like what he made 1-3, just his form. You don't like that. I mean, he's not. Listen, I know Sean Marion had a great run, but typically when you see a form like that, you don't love it. Yeah,
Cham might be like a true college journeyman. Like put the Shaquille O'Neal like rainbow jersey on him if you've seen those. But all right, we got Eric Lilly joining the show 30 minutes too late because we need somebody to talk us down. Except Lilly was getting upset. Lilly was getting upset.
I've been watching the show and I was like, you know what? I gotta say something. Because I keep seeing on Twitter and Discord and the show, like, and this is, Mr. Optimism. We keep pointing fingers at all these players and stuff. It's time to just stop overanalyzing every single player. Like, there's a theme here. We've reached the point. This is year 5. We got
to do the show, Lily. We got to do the show.
Cham was good on UCF. Baba Miller he's good here, right? But like Sincere Harris is loved by his former teams. He plays hard. He does the things that win games. And when he's playing around these players, he looks like a moron. You know why? It's because he's trying to do too much and like he's trying to overcompensate for everyone else sucking. So we've gotten to a point where overanalyzing every single player on this roster. And I think it's just pretty simple at this point. What's happening here?
It's Wes Miller, Eric.
Yeah.
Lily, is that what you're saying?
It is.
Say it, Lily. Say it.
And like, even with the recruiting thing, like, we're giving this guy a lot of money. He's bringing in talent. We have had talented players here. Like, I think that's the angle that's bothering me a little. Is like, all of the last 3 teams were all good enough to make the tournament, talent-wise. And they've all drastically underachieved.
Lily, would you say this, though? Because I totally agree with you. But it is very peculiar that all of a sudden, like, you can't make free throws now. You can't hit open threes. Like, it's just, I don't know if it's a curse with UC, but it's like, I totally blame Wes Miller. This is year 5. We've seen it time and time again. But why on earth are guys coming here and not making open shots? Like, I don't know if you could blame coaching on guys just missing wide open threes and missing free throws. And when Baba or like Buck Harris goes to the line, it is like, they're missing it. They're at best, you're getting 1 out of 2, which is not what you should be doing at a D1 level.
And neither of those guys are like awful free throw shooters, by the way, in their career. They're fine free throw shooters for their position, which is what, to your point, I think this team specifically is punked. They punked themselves. They're missing the free throws because they know it's not going to work. The threes, that's a little different to me because there's no like pause in action to think about everything. This team has no excuse to be this bad at shooting, though. It's ridiculous. Like, before the season, you look on paper and should be one of our better shooting teams since Wes got here, and might be the worst. Is it the worst? It's going to be the worst, right?
Yeah.
So these are kids in a bad situation, and they're performing under their talent level, and they're, when they get to the free throw line, they're scared shitless because nothing's going right.
I just want to reiterate the whole can he recruit versus can he coach argument. I'm probably the most easily persuadable person on the planet. I'm lucky I haven't been approached for a pyramid scheme. So when Hudson said that you give Mick Cronin this roster and we're in the tournament for sure, I'm with you. Like, I agree. Like,
I think it's a top 25 team.
Probably.
With Mick Cronin. And listen, whatever you want to say about Wes's X's and O's and everything, he's clapping on the sidelines like he's at a damn opera and somebody just, belted their voice out and everybody loved it. Can he one time, can I watch it one damn time where, like, Kirk Creasy, that behind the back pass, yank his ass out of the game and get in his face? Quit clapping to nobody. Like, get in your players' faces when they screw up. Like, I'm not saying you got to be some psychopath, but get on your players' asses when they make mistakes. He doesn't do it ever. I've never seen him get in a player's face. Not one damn time. And trust me, dude, he's had plenty of chances. We've done some of the dumbest shit you'll ever see in basketball, and he never does it. Like, he's like, oh, no, we want to keep the confidence up. Like, Mick Cronin probably does it a little bit too much, but show some fire to your players. Like, I don't know if they respect him. They like him as a guy. I don't know if they respect him as a coach, though.
Mick would have ripped the jersey off Kirk Creasy and ceremonially sent him to the locker room. I don't know if I just said a word, but he would have ripped the jersey off Kirk Creasy for sure if he saw what he saw tonight. Lily, what do you think about just the offensive scheme in general? Like, we gave him credit a couple times. Like, some of the sets he drew up worked and they didn't make the shot. But, like, you look at some of the possessions down the stretch where we didn't score a single bucket in the last 7 to 4 minutes. So it's like only 4 minutes, right? Anyway, Baba Miller's up there dribbling, end of the shot clock, backs his guy down. Mustafa Chami just kicks it right out to him for a 3. That should never happen. What do you think?
I'm going to go back to the kind of the same general point of Wes. I think every once in a while you see flashes, right? But it's nothing crazy impressive. But to me, at the end of the day, the last 4 years, the first year's different, but the last 4 years, when we have these horrible runs where we're not scoring, all I see is perimeter players just freezing at the first moment of, when things are going wrong. What do? They look lost. They don't have that third option. We don't have a elite bailout guys ever. I thought Abayev might be that this year, but and this isn't a knock on Day. It's like he's not Braden Smith. And then even DeJulius was driving me insane that last year, where at the end of shot clocks and forcing into weird, long twos, weird step backs. I just think we've always had questionable guards, like, as a whole. And to Houdini's point, like, I think with the recruiting, we're missing on those guards. And then we're kind of towards, after we whiff on our first couple targets, we're kind of like looking for the next highest guy we can afford, rather than getting what you want, building your team around those, like, your principles, which we don't know still, by the way, which is concerning, and going from there. But it feels like while we have money to play with, we're not getting the guys we initially wanted. So it's the guard play, like, just there's no leadership with the ball, and there hasn't been in 4 or 5 years. Like, did you ever feel comfortable, like, in late game situations, if we have them? Like, it's kind of sad, honestly. You think there would have been like a couple shining moments.
No, our guard play sucks. DeJulius is like the best guard we've had under the tenure, easily, in my opinion. I actually really like DeJulius, but it almost seemed like he was just putting the team on his back and doing these fadeaways, and he's like an undersized guard. It's not ideal. Mm-hmm. But if there's any Georgia fans listening, I will say, Blue Cain, what a game. Blue Cain, he almost seems like he's a Xavier guy, just the way he looks, like some white dude that is just sniping on us. He had 22. And I do have a question, just referee-wise. I thought they were ass again. No shocker here. But what's it, Cyril, the big dude?
Yeah.
Cyril? Yeah, when he had when they called the flagrant on Chomp. Yeah. Cyril, whatever. Massive unit, acted like he got hit by an F-150 when Chomp barely touched him on the shoulder. They gave him a flagrant. So by the rule book, you could technically just say you are, quote-unquote, injured. And then you can put in any player on the team that you choose, the opposing coach chooses to go to the free throw line. That is a massive loophole in the rules, because clearly he wasn't hurt at all. He subbed back in on the next possession. Lily, tell me that they're going to abuse
that, right?
Yes.
That was bad.
Say you're injured every time. Say you're injured every single time. They sub you. If anything, it should be, if you do that, you have to sit out for the rest of the half or whatever it is. Like, you can't, like, obviously he claimed he was injured.
Yeah.
Like, Blue Cain shoots 94% from the line. Not that lost us the game, but it did piss me
that
off.
Specific instance is, not giving a guy a flagrant for boxing out. But yeah,
the rest, they were going to do it, though.
Oh, it kept taking longer and longer. I'm like, is this actually happening?
Who were the announcers tonight? I hated them.
They were horrible too.
I despise those guys.
They wanted Sincere to chuck that three so bad.
Yeah, I was like, did you guys not check the scouting report? There's a reason he didn't shoot it, man.
This is like, I know I'm the optimist, right? It was over after Eastern Michigan. It was over. We're just seeing the fallout right now. And to all the people that want him fired now, it's like, I get it, but like, do you really want to watch his assistants coach?
Yes.
Like, yes. Are we getting who are we getting out there?
Yes. Here's the thing, Lily. I was going to ask you this. I already talked to Hudson about it. My question was going to be, are you worried about what's about to happen at Fifth Third Arena with the lack of attendance, the lack of buy-in, all of that? My better question to you would be, what would have to happen for you to say, we got to fire him in season?
For me personally?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not anything for cause.
He would have to do something for cause for me to care. Like, I just don't give a shit. I'll be looking at my hot boards here on out. I already have, I have a working list here over in my apartment. So I just don't care personally. Him getting fired now does nothing for the closure part of me. Like, it's over. Like, I don't need to see him get fired.
What if you do?
You can't recover from
an
this.
Interim? What if you do like an interim scenario? Because I know a guy that's got a lot of free time.
Bob Huggins?
His name's Bob Huggins. You bring him in and help. I know another guy who's painting right now. We bring in Brandon as the assistant.
No.
We just make this a joke. It's a clown show now. No, that's what we do. We dress up in clown makeup. The coach is literally in a clown suit. He's got balloons coming out of his fucking jacket. That might be. I'd watch that. I'd watch that right now.
Vic Locken,
I'm
Lance
laughing.
Stevenson, get them all.
I'm laughing at Hudson calling UC a clown show. Look at what Hudson's wearing. Hudson's got a Santa hat on, a starry night vest.
It's like a child's. It's like a infant-sized Santa hat too. That's like the best part. Like it's like my skull is about to burst through this thing.
Almost a do-rag on your head. I mean, that thing is tight. You got the turtleneck and chain.
Put a little Italian
we're
flair
like-
to it with the chain.
We're like about to cry. Like, what happened to the program we love? Hudson's just in the middle of this, drinking a Corona with a Santa hat and a vest.
There's not much else you can do.
Yeah. No, hey, interim Bob Huggins would sell tickets. More than we're gonna sell. I don't really care. I mean, it doesn't
I'm not
matter.
against it.
Doesn't matter.
I was gonna say, I see a bunch of people saying they don't want people to go to games. So like, what do we want here, guys? Do you want people to go to games or not?
I would like for people to go to games under Bob Huggins.
I would like for
I don't
every
think
game to sell out and we just move on from West. Like that would be
Yeah,
great.
like I don't
That's the
think it
best
matters.
case.
Like even if every game sells out for the rest of the year, we don't make the tournament. Like I'm seeing chatter of people saying like he's not going to get fired. Like he's going to get fired if we don't make the tournament, which we're clearly not going to. He's going to be canned. I mean, hell, Xavier, like Paul Frischner, our guy, just posted the quadrant wins. And UC is a quad 3 win, and it's so embarrassing. And it might stay that way. Like we might literally be a quadrant 3 win for teams, and that's really sad to say. In your 5th year as the head coach of the University of Cincinnati, with how historically good that we have been, it's a waste of 5 years, man. I was a young man when he got hired. I was an infant. I could have been an astronaut at that point, but now I'm podcasting with an infant-sized Santa hat on. Look at us. Disgusting.
Oh God, we need one of those. Like how they made the graphic of like what everything cost last time UC won at Cintas. It was like 2001. It's like Star Wars Episode 1 hasn't even come out. It's like we need like a graphic of like how much gas was the last time UC made a tournament. Might have been out. It might have been like $1 because it was COVID. But that actually would be a funny graphic. That would actually be a funny. How much did gas cost? How much did gas cost the year that UC would have made the tournament? It was like 98 cents.
PlayStation 2 came out. Even Stevens was the number show on TV.
Oh man.
All right, we've gone. Oh my God, we've gone 48.
It's my fault.
Long.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Last word from both of you. We'll start with Hudson.
I got nothing.
Do you have anything?
I got absolutely nothing. Nope. I'm gassed out, brother.
We said it all.
Yeah, you say what you need to say.
Hudson's already had his last words. All right. I'm ready. The Alabama State Hornets are coming to town. Not A&T. I want to apologize to I'm sure a couple of their fans are tuning in. This is a big show. Alabama State has been a little pesky lately, Niehaus and Houdini. Lost to Missouri by 8, lost to New Mexico by 6. In the last couple of weeks. I think we're in trouble on Wednesday. That's my final thoughts.
No way. Are you serious? God.
They're pesky. Those pesky Hornets.
Yeah, that if we lose,
all right, I'll say this, Niehaus.
Everybody show up.
I do have a final word.
All right, let's hear it.
This program has fallen to a spot that I didn't think was truly possible. And we need the administration. The fans are already saying it as loud as they can. There's got to be a change. Listen, I'm going to root for Wes Miller for the rest of this season. There's no doubt about that. I'm not one of those that's going to hope we lose by 40 every game. I just can't do it. Not in my DNA. Mm-hmm. But we have to, as a program, football, basketball, doesn't matter, expect better. Like I know we're not necessarily, top echelon of NIL money or, programs, et cetera, but we are nowhere close to what we are right now. Like this is not acceptable. And somebody in the administration needs to realize that. And I hope they do, but there's changes that need to be made across the board. Like this is not the UC that we grew up loving. We have fallen so far. We're like Pittsburgh now, dude. We're Jeff Capel in Pittsburgh. We need to make changes, man, and we need to do it fast because we're going to lose the fan base quicker than you've ever seen. And you're already seeing it. Like people are hate watching this show right now, and I appreciate everybody joining. but it's going to start dwindling and the apathy is going to continue to rise. So things need to change.
Yep, absolutely. All right, before we go, shout out to Martino's, our presenting sponsor. Martino's, man, if you need help getting through these games, go to Martino's before or after, and I'm telling you, you'll have a much better time than you will inside Fifth Third Arena. They've got amazing pizza, they got amazing hoagies, amazing stromboli, cheap beer, everything you need. We have live shows there. It was a blaster in the crosstown shootout despite the result. Everybody make your way to Martino's on Vine. All right, that's it from Chatterbox Bearcats. Cincinnati loses by 19 against Georgia. We will see you later.